Hello, everyone. It's Crin. I'm back with another episode of our podcast focusing on our PECO index. And we are back, and markets are looking good. And it's another episode, so I'm really happy to always be doing another podcast, especially when things are green, right? As you can see, in the last week, PECO has been up 6.9845%. PECO's current price is $2.93. We're going to change the format starting this week. So for every Tuesday show, and maybe even the interviews on Friday, I want to give you guys a little TLDR, which is basically a summary of what we're going to talk about today. So you can see, okay, this is what is going to happen. So today's TLDR is this: PECO price up 35% in the last month, 35. That's exciting. Beefy Finance and Jarvis Network, the new constituents as of the most recent August rebalance. Gains is starting to share revenues. So if you are a GNS holder or GNS staker, right, you should be getting some share of the revenues in the future. Gensokishi, our Metaverse online play-to-earn game, NFT game, they're having their open beta in early September. Dao is supporting MaticX with Manhattan Finance. MaticX is, of course, Polygon's liquid staking solution, just like Lido Finance. And that is it for the TLDR. Let's go back to our PECO index. So these are the current constituents of our PECO index, starting off with Matic as usual at 50.05%, Aavegotchi number 2, 16.99%, ending off with our two new constituents, Beefy Finance and Jarvis Rewards. Interesting, we'll talk about them later. Methodology is here, right? Remember, this is the new methodology that we will be applying to our Soli index at some point in the future, hopefully in September. And there's our rebalance history. It's interesting, the August rebalance history is not here. I'll have to double check on why that is. One of the other things I want to do, usually I will check CoinMarketCap, but today I want to check Polygon's TVL on Defilama. So Polygon is up 1.41%, 1.72 billion. I think when I was preparing for this episode, it was 1.69 billion. Aave's dominance 25%, you can see, but Aave is on multiple chains, but still very much dominant on Polygon. Quickswap at number 2, Curve on Polygon number 3, Beefy Finance, our latest constituent, number 4, Uniswap at number 5, and a bunch of other places. You can have a look there. So good that Polygon is going well. Okay, let's move on to today's first news. So today, of course, we have to start off with Matic. Matic has been doing so well, and this got so much of news, but let's talk about this. It says, discover how the Decentral Games team managed to seamlessly integrate their metaverse on Polygon by leveraging Alchemy platform. Okay, and this goes to Polygon Studios, which is their gaming arm, and it explains in the thread themselves. It says, let's have a look at this. It says, Decentral Games has pioneered the metaverse. Today, their products drive over 60% of all Decentraland traffic, but scaling a Web3 to 6,000 plus DAUs is no easy task. DAUs is daily active users. Read on to learn how DG used Alchemy platform and Polygon to create a best-in-class metaverse experience. All right, DG is a Web3 gaming ecosystem. Their flagship game, Ice Poker, you guys would have heard about this. You probably would have seen stats flying around Twitter about Ice Poker being one of the most popular play to earn kind of like games. Depends where you fall on the definition of play to earn, which is why you see my sort of recalcitrance about saying that. After launching Ice Poker, the game's user base grew rapidly. Unfortunately, the infrastructure provider DG relied on at that time were unable to scale their services to meet DG's growing demand. As a result, DG was running into multiple outages every week. This degraded the user experience and required the DG team to spend countless engineering hours on manually fixing their infrastructure. It was clear a better solution was needed. So this is a really good point, right? People always criticize play-to-earn gaming for being worse, but look, the current state of multiplayer online gaming is pretty bad. When a new game launches, there are endless server issues. A good game like a Final Fantasy XIV is very famous for having multiple server issues or queues for people to play online. They just don't have the server infrastructure. And I would even hazard a guess to say multiplayer gaming or scaling gaming solutions on Web3 is probably more cost efficient than it is on traditional server infrastructure. This is probably about it, right? As you can see, we have a lot of news to cover, so you can read the rest of this thread, and as usual, like you can see, it is a 10 thread Twitter thread, so have a look at it. It's interesting, definitely very good for Matic and Polygon. Let's move on to Aavegotchi, which is our second constituent of our PECO index. So Aavegotchi X Freckle presents spooky trivia. Aavegotchi will be sponsoring Freckle's weekly trivia from Monday, August 8th to Friday, August 12th. So if you're watching this, and you should be able to watch this today, Freckle is a Web3 trivia game where players compete every weekday for a chance to win an array of awesome prizes. So you probably have seen apps similar to this on your Android store or your Apple store where you can play and sometimes you win real money. I believe there was a very famous app in 2021. I can't quite remember the name of it. So it says, playing Freckle's Web3 trivia is easy. Simply head to freckle.live, connect your Web3 wallet, click on the episodes section at the top of your screen, watch the video, and then answer the daily questions. Freckle trivia can be played on a mobile or desktop device and supports most browsers, even dApp-based browsers within wallets such as MetaMask and Trust. After that, you'll need to join Freckle's Discord server and head to their Connect Wallet channel to connect your wallet in order to be eligible for prizes. If you don't have a Web3 wallet, you can also connect to the site with a phone number and have a wallet made for you via Magic Link. Now that is very useful. You do not need to have an Aavegotchi in order to play, but be sure you connect wallet with the same wallet you're using to connect to freckle.live. Prizes: Guy Fawkes mask, that's cool, Foxy mask, Raster shirt, feathered cap. As sponsors for the weekly trivia, we get to select which prizes to offer. We've got some awesome prizes planned for the lucky winners. The following Aavegotchi ecosystem NFTs will be up for grabs to those who earn raffle tickets. Tick a Haunt 1 Aavegotchi and the grand prize. Gotchi versus land parcels, 2 8x8 humble-sized NFT land parcels, and 1 16x16 reasonable-sized NFT land parcel. Wow, that is a good offer. 10 NFT wearables can be equipped to an Aavegotchi. In addition to Aavegotchi prizes, Freckle has some many physical prize sponsors. They're giving away prizes from Bandai Namco, Funko Pops. I collect some Funko Pops, Culture Kings, Stance Stocks, RSVLTs, Diamond Select Toys, and more. Nice. Aavegotchi ecosystem NFTs are loaded with utility. Aavegotchis can be used as Web3 avatars in our flagship game, the Aavegotchi. So, read the rest of this. If anybody is playing this or is going to play this, please comment down on the YouTube video, send me a message on Twitter, twitter.com/ImranKorean. I'd love to see what your experience was like. I am still a little bit busy this week. I have a few more meetings than I had planned, so while I'd love to check this out, the time is probably not going to allow me to do so. Okay, let's move on. So our next story is Quickswap. It says, miss our spaces. We drew the first groups in the Quickswap liquidity mining game. So guys have heard me talk about this, right? Sunflower Land is completing, my favorite play to earn NFT game. This is first off, we have Polydodge, ATK, NSFWRVLT. The games start on Monday. Each round will last for 2 days. Which 2 projects will make it to the next round? Okay, very cool. There's the Sunflower Land over there. All right, nice. Let's see how it goes. And there's Tyler, and there's this guy who I'm not sure what his name is, but yeah, very cool. If you belong to any one of these communities, you want to support these games so that your community can go forward to the round. And I imagine there'll be some sort of liquidity mining opportunity for whoever wins, which would be great, right? Probably like some sort of geo mining where you put in your tokens. Could be, let's say it was Sunflower Land's SFL, and we're probably getting SFL and we're getting some D-Quick as well, which would be really cool. Okay, let's move on to Gains. Gains is a bit longer. So this is from August 2nd, roughly about a week ago. It says GNS staking, a new referral system, and much more. All right, so it says they're testing GNS staking and fees. The distribution of the 0.06% closing fee will go from 50% DAI Vault, 50% GNS DAI LPs liquidity providers to, so this is dropping to 40% GNS staking, 40% DAI Vault, 20% GNS DAI LPs. GNS DAI LPs are less important in our new architecture since GNS minting by the DAI Vault has been disabled. The DAI Vault earning 50% was only temporary while it was under collateralized. 40% is fair considering it is now over collateralized. I totally agree with that. You will be able to stake up to 3 of our NFTs to boost your share of GNS staking. 235, that's nice. So you get to use your NFTs. Market orders will cost as much as limit orders. Okay, the 0.5% collateral closing fee will be removed. Opening fees will be applied. So by staking GNS, you'll be able to earn DAI from the trading fees generated, creating a strong incentive for the community to share the platform organically to increase the volume. We strongly believe this will be a core part of the growth protocol. possibly. We also make the trading fees much easier to understand, going from either 0.06% or 0.08%, and a 0.5% collateral fee when closing, only to simple 0.08% on every order. Yeah, that is much better. Multiple fees on platforms like Binance is my number one complaint about them. They have so many different fees for different things, and it's really hard to understand. The Binance app is horrible, but it is the largest trading place in the world, so you have to deal with that. Okay, so this is about referrals as well. 2 tiers, 2-level system. Miscellaneous, the link USD price and the price aggregator is going to use a Chainlink price fee. Okay, various code optimizations, mainnet ETA. The scope of the update has gotten bigger than anticipated, therefore a lot more testing work has to be done. You're now target August 15th. Okay, so a week from today, things should be launched in mainnet. Very cool. All right, so good if you're into gains. Gains is still like relatively small, but they do a lot of trading volume. It's a good place for leverage. If you've never heard me talk about it, if you're new to the PECO ecosystem podcast, something to check out if you fully research and you're able to do leverage trading. All right, let's move on to our next piece of news, which is Dao. So IP135 adds support for MaticX vaults. We talked about MaticX already. MaticX is Polygon Matic's liquid staking solution on Manhattan Finance. If I had time, I would show you guys Manhattan Finance, but we already don't have time anyway. We're about 12 minutes. So this is already passed. So it says MaticX vaults on Manhattan Finance will allow users to mint buy against MaticX at a fixed interest rate. So the way this would work ideally is you get to go to the MaticX site, which is we're going to look at just now, deposit your Matic, you get MaticX back, you go to Dao, deposit your MaticX, you mint my, you go to Manhattan Finance and you get to mint my over there. So in exchange for listing MaticX as collateral for my stater will incentivize my liquidity with $20,000 per month. MaticX my pair for 2 months. That's actually pretty good. All right, LTV, so it's loan to volume ratio, 74%, interest rate free, 1% APR fixed. Chainlink Oracle, risk of grade C. So it says motivation, growing partnerships on Polygon, introducing my to new audiences. Dao is always really good about that. Increasing revenue to the Dao, Dao, increasing TVL. So really cool. If you're into Dao, this is another way for you to leverage your Matic on Polygon. Again, as always, anything I say here is just my own opinion. Please do your own research. Let's move on to looking at what MaticX is. So as you can see, TTPS, this is not some sort of weird Ponzi site, right? This is the Polygon site. This is your APR you're getting for staking your Matic, and you get MaticX backs. So this is 12,452,755 Matic staked. So there's a large amount of volume here, and you get to see opportunities for MaticX Matic that you can actually take advantage. You get to earn some decent APY. Let's look at Quickswap. So Quickswap 14%, but doing this on Mesh Swap, I would say I've never heard of them, but Balancer is very famous, 21%. So I like this. Like, one of the things I dislike with Lido is that you don't get to see the sort of opportunities you get when you take part in a liquid staking solution. Like I tried at Lido for the first time earlier this year, deposit my Ethereum, got my STF, and then it was like, yeah, you can stake it in Curve. Okay, and then how do I do that? And I tried to do that. It did not work very well. So I was like, nope, I don't have time for this. So I gave up. And hopefully this is easier. I haven't tried it, but I like it. Okay, let's move on to Gensokishi. So Gensokishi is a mobile NFT Metaverse game, right? It's MV on our PECO index token. So this is talking about how their beta test is launching very soon in early September. We talked about this on the TLDR. All right, late August to early September, the open beta test is open to the public and can be played by anyone and everyone, regardless of whether or not they possess the closed beta ticket. So iOS version, planned update for open beta late September to mid-October, banking feature, import MV. So this is the cryptocurrency ROND. I'm not sure what that is. Fan club and membership feature, post official release updates, Dragon Tower UGC, right? Or UCC, user-centered content, something like that. Gensokishi Marketplace, right? This is where you get NFT tie-ups. Very cool. So please do check it out. Again, this is something, I live in Taiwan, right? As you guys know, and is one of those things where if you live in Asia, you're probably used to the giant heads, small bodies style of gaming. Some people like it, some people don't like it. So it's up to you, but I can check it out. This game has been released for a few years in Asia, in Taiwan. There are lots of games which people have played for a very long time. This is definitely one of those games. So like, unlike a lot of crypto games, you can be sure that this game is not going to disappear because it has been in existence for a long time. It's been upgraded. They have dedicated fan bases. And what I've hinted at before is that in Asia, NFTs, metaverse gaming is much more accepted. I don't want to get into that today, but if you're interested, come and talk to me on our Telegram or our Discord channel. I'm always there pretty much 7 days a week, except when I'm riding a bike. Anyway, let's move on to our next piece of news. So Atlas USV, right? Atlas USV, I've been trying to get them on the podcast, on our YouTube channel. I've reached out to them. They mentioned to me, I guess they are partnered with Radio Shack. I've tweeted at this guy called Abel. If you guys know who he is, please tell him to reply to me and say, hey, let's come on the channel, because I'd love for him to come on and we can talk about Atlas USV and what they're doing. So we're just going to look through their Twitter today very briefly. They only win in blockchain is by learning most of the time. Read our white paper if you want to stay ahead of the curve. Okay. She's 10, but she doesn't know about USV. Okay. USV, Universal Store Value. USV is blah, blah, blah. The original vision for crypto was to create a fair and equitable financial system for all. At USV, our goal is to help the poor and needy. I like that. That is a good and admirable goal. Tokenomics include a new approach we call reciprocal altruism charity lockbox. Learn more about Rackle here. Okay, interesting. So you guys should definitely check out their Twitter, hop into their Discord. They're a little bit small, but they're definitely something interesting to read to, something to sort of broaden your crypto knowledge. Okay, and last thing, or not the last thing, second to last thing, or third to last thing we're going to look at today is Beefy Finance. You guys would have probably heard about them. All right, so they're a multi-chain yield optimizer, safety-focused, auto compounds crypto assets for the best APYs. So I look through this, like you guys know, as usual, when I'm trying to find news, I try to find a blog or an article. If I can't find it, I usually go through their Twitter. I love this advert over here. Definitely a video you guys should watch. It says earn more, live more. That's what everybody wants, is to get that passive income, earn money, and be this guy riding his bicycle like a Tom Cruise, or motorcycle in the desert and being free. And that's cool. And this lady paddling a canoe. But yeah, 0% deposit and withdrawal fees now all on Optimism FND vaults at Beefy. Very cool. Come hang out with Beefy during the ETH Toronto's in Canada and the Futurist Conference. There's a Beefy Bounty Wrestler Talk Kexley Mentorship booth and t-shirts. Nice. So if you're in Canada, guys should definitely check this out. This is the Beefy weekly highlights. Beefy vote request for funds. SmartCon 2022 by Chainlink. 27 million Phantom validated. Top 10. Nice. Buyswap Dex and Beefy creative contest. BuyFi pool on Giddy. 15 new vaults. Nice. Alright, it says lock Phantom to mint Beefy Phantom 1-to-1 and generate validated revenue. To receive revenue, Beefy Phantom Vault 14.3% APY. Nice. So these are some good APY opportunities up here. This is some NFT stuff. So some of these vaults are like really crazy. So on Optimism, this is recapping the opportunities with Velodrome 5 vaults and Beefy's Optimism FND network. The Layer 2 DAO and Optimism 1,456% APY. ALN ETH 180% APY. SNX SUSD right Synthetics. And Synthetics is stablecoin 57% APY. So some good opportunities at Beefy Finance. All right, next thing is the Axion community, right? They have a fun off-topic hangout. I would highly recommend it. I stopped in to listen. It was a lot of casual chatter about crypto and different topics, and they have some fun activities as well. I didn't stay the whole time. It is during what I would consider my working time, because as you guys know, I'm ahead of everyone in the M1 office in New York and Zurich. So I tend to work evenings and mornings, But yeah, Axion's one of our constituents of PECO. If you want to learn more about crypto and exposure to a new protocol, jump into their Discord, have a chat. They're nice folks. All right, guys, last thing we're going to talk about our smallest constituent of our PECO network, but probably one of the most interesting. You would have seen the tweet I did 2 days ago. It says weekly Jarvis newsletter. It says they're having their first buyback of JRT using the yield on Aave. Launch of J Gold on Polygon. So one of the things Jarvis does is they offer stable coins for non-USD stable coins, right? So they offer like a J Taiwanese dollar, a J Brazilian reale, a new yield farming program launched in Polygon. 75% of the liquidity has now migrated to the V2 on Polygon. Jarvis Network now has its Lens profile. Lens is, of course, Aave's little social media opportunity. This talks about the first buyback of JRT. Okay, deployment of J Gold on Polygon. And there's, I forgot what that guy's name is, who went to South America to get gold. Thanks to Mount Pelerin, it is now possible for users to purchase Jarvis Swiss francs, as well as many other cryptocurrencies using CHF in their local post office. Very nice. Okay. Synthera Money Printer. Learn more about Money Printer's modules, which allows to perform flash loans as well as to see liquidity of money markets. Very cool. All right, guys, you should definitely have a look at this. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. So what is coming this week? So this week, I will be interviewing Chris McGregor. I hope there are massive scheduling difficulties again, which is irritating. I've been so busy. And I think what I need to do is to change the message on my Calendly to remind people that say, hey, I am 12 hours ahead. So that's something to take into account, especially because a lot of the people I interview are in the States. Yep, hopefully we can get him on tomorrow. It's supposed to be about 2:30 p.m. Taiwanese time. If it happens, great. If it doesn't happen, there will be no podcast this Friday, because now I'm doing sort of official podcasty stuff with official design work for my design team, and I need to give them a week ahead's notice. So what might happen is that Chris's episode might be rescheduled to another Friday where I'm free, or possibly a Tuesday, but I doubt that. We'll probably do it as a Friday. But yep, that'll be happening. And then next week, we'll be interviewing my two coworkers, Lorraine and Amin from Tunisia. Lorraine is from Switzerland, of course. We're talking about crypto and beginner questions, and it'll be an episode for all these people who are interested in crypto. We'll probably have a bunch of beginner questions that I will attempt to answer, and just talk about what are the beginning issues that you get when you jump into crypto. Anyway, guys, this is it for me. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Always fun to make these. Hope you guys liked my new shirt. It's all much slimmer, not like the huge clothing I always wear all the time. And then I will talk to you guys on Friday, hopefully with Chris McGregor. Otherwise, see you guys next week for another token podcast.